So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and thanks to all the families who are supporting your kids. And I want to thank our teachers, Emily Moore and Molly from St. Gabe, and Christina, the orchestra teacher, who is at STEAM. We have the STEAM Academy High School in Ferguson, Florissant, and St. Gabriel, the Archangel, performing tonight. So they've been, this week, the singers that you'll hear have been studying with Jill Chambless, who is an American, but she's a fantastic Scots singer and American folklore singer, and has been in many bands throughout her life. And tonight, she's brought her family band with Dan and Jack Vogt, who are, I guess I can say this, husband and son. And then Emily's husband, Tyler, is stepping in to also play fiddle with the singers only. So Scottish Partnership for Arts and Education, SPAE, is the group that I founded, and we sponsor artists in residence in schools. We have a Scottish fiddle program, Scots and American song, a poetry writing program, and that one is called Connections, Robert Burns and Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Voices of the People. And we bring in a poet as our artist to help the kids write their own poetry, and then we publish their poems in a book. And we were just finished second week of January at St. Gabe, so they'll be getting their book in a few weeks. And I have two board members here, Michael and Beverly. You want to raise your hands back there? They're here. So we started doing this in 2007. And we appreciate funding from the Regional Arts Commission, like Focal Point, and from the Missouri Arts Council, and the Dudley Fine Arts Education Collaborative. So I'll stop talking. Thank you again for coming. I hope I've thanked everybody, and if I haven't, if I've missed you, I apologize greatly.
Excellent. Thank you all so much for coming. I've had such a fantastic week here in St. Louis and working with all these fine students, and I'm so grateful to be able to do this again this year. And I'm grateful to you all for coming out to support this concert. And you've got a treat in store for you. The students have done so well, and you're going to get to hear them, but first we're going to force you to listen to us. We have a captive audience, and we're going to take full advantage of that. So we're going to start off with a Scottish song about men going off to war. So it's not a very happy song. Sorry, not many of them are. Just tell you that right up front. But this is, back in the day, they used to, the recruiting sergeants or whoever, the recruiters for the armies used to offer men shiny king's shilling to entice them to join the army, and that's what this song is called, the King's Shilling. There is a chorus on this one, and if you pick it up and want to sing along on any chorus that we do tonight, we welcome that. Here we go, King's Shilling. laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the king's shilling and we're off to war. Oh, the pipes did play as they marched along, and the boys all sang out a battle song. March on, cried the captain gay, for king and country we will fight this day. Come laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the king's shilling and we're off to war. The sound of guns and the bayonets flashed in the morning sun. The drums did beat and the cannons roared, and the shilling didn't seem much worth no more. Come laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the king's shilling and we're off to war. Some lost the battle and their bodies fell, struck down by bayonet and musket ball. Now many of those brave young men would never fight for their king again. Come laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the king's shilling and we're off to war. Come laddies, come, hear the cannons roar. Take the king's shilling and we're off to war. Very much. Well, now we're going to do another old folk song. This one, I don't know, I've heard it in Irish and Scottish, or from Irish and Scottish bands. There are different versions of it. A lot of these folk songs, there are different versions, but this one is about a man who was on his way to his own wedding when he happened to be what they call press-ganged into the Navy. So this was where, this group of Navy people just decided they were rounding people up and taking them off to be in the Navy, to be soldiers in the Navy. So that happened to our man on his way to his own wedding. Now, the jilted bride, who was left standing all alone at the altar, said, Navy, is it? And she dressed herself up as a sailor and snuck into the Navy to find that rascal. And she did find him. He was in the Navy, all right. But she found him with another woman. Right. Well, let me just say, that was a bad decision on the part of our man, William Taylor. Things do not end well. I'll just give that away. Anyway, here we go. It's called William Taylor. 1, 2, 3. William Taylor was a brisk young sailor, full of heart and full of play, till his mind he did uncover to a youthful lady gay. 4 and 20
did the roll, faddle-a-dee-dum, dum a day right day. A soldier's clothing she put on, and she went on board a man of war. Her pretty little fingers, long and slender, they were smeared with pitch and tar. On that ship there was a battle, she among the rest did fight. The wind blew off her silver buttons, breasts were bared all snowy white. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, I always forget, this one's a little PG-13, sorry about that. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, dare I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. When the captain did discover, he said, "Fair maid, what brought you here?" "Sir, I'm seeking William Taylor, pressed he was by you last year. If you rise up in the morning, early at the break of day, there you'll spy young William Taylor, walking with his lady gay." Fuddle-a-dee-dum, there I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, there I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. So she rose up in the morning, early at the break of day. There she spied young William Taylor, walking with his lady gay. She procured a pair of pistols on the ground where she did stand, and she shot old William Taylor and the lady at his right hand. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, there I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, there I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, there I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. Fuddle-a-dee-dum, there I did the roll, fuddle-a-dee-dum, no my dare I day. Now, we don't condone such behavior on either side of that. Healthy anger management, communication is key. But anyway, folk music, right? Well, next, we're going to do sort of in honor, I suppose, for all of our fiddlers here and violists. This next song is one that was written by a famous Irish fiddler. He's famous world over for his fiddling, but he's only written this one song, and it's a great song. It's like one of my favorite ones. His name's Kevin Burke, so you know of Kevin Burke, I expect. If you know anything about the Irish traditional music, and his family came from Sligo in Ireland, but when he was young, they moved. I think when he was young, they moved to England, moved to London, and this song is kind of a story about that, about somebody who moves from Ireland, going to London looking for work, and about their experience there, being lonely, all on their own, but finding comfort and solace in the music that they brought with them. So it's a lovely story. I hope you'll enjoy it. It's called London Town. A bus leaving Sligo long time ago brought me all the way from his home. He'd heard there was work going in England. For the Dublin docks he did roam. On the Holyhead boat there were others like him, from Leitrim and Kerry and down, sons and daughters from all over Ireland, bound for London town. He rambled the city in search of a start, or maybe room for the night, In his left hand a suitcase of leather and wood, his grandfather's fiddle in his right. Through the streets of the bombed out buildings, past the rubble that Hitler blew down, a stray-away child from the west of Ireland, alone in London town. He signed on with a ganger from Dublin, the cruelest little tyrant that ever you met. Had him sweating in trenches for 12 hours a day. It was hard work, but all he could get. And he'd take out his fiddle when the work was all done, when the shovels and picks were laid down, a tune for the broad-backed sons of Ireland, come to rebuild London town. It was 7-day weeks with nary a break, and Sligo was left far behind, till one of the boys said, pick yourself up, come on down the road for a pint. And when he opened the door, me all thought he was home. Oh, what a glorious sound, sons and daughters from all over Ireland, playing music in London town. There was Martine Byrne from Galway, McCarthy and Casey from Clare, McGlinchey, the Roger, Roland and Farrell. It seemed half of all Ireland was there. And they bade him to take out his fiddle, and they played till the lights went down. Raise a glass to the 33rd county, right here in London town. Now many's a year has passed and gone, but it seems just a fortnight ago. All those sessions in the White Hart and the Favourite, Fulham Broadway and Holloway Road. It's the music that carried his heart and his soul. It's the same way the whole world round, whether you're living in New York or Donegal, or here in London town. It's the music that carried his heart and his soul. It's the same way the whole world round, whether you're living in New York or Donegal, or here in St. Louis town. Well, thank you very much. I just love that story. And I tell you what, St. Louis has got it going on. I really have enjoyed my week, not only working with the students, but I had the great fortune of staying near Tower Grove Park, and I went on lovely walks there. I got to enjoy one of those Irish music sessions on Wednesday night, play tunes for 4 hours with people. It was lovely. And then last night happened upon another friend suggested I come up to another place where there was a session, and I thought, okay, it was going to be tunes. I walked into that bar, and the whole room was singing. Everybody was singing, and they sang the entire time I was there. It was lovely. Everybody just belting it out. It was wonderful. They do it apparently every Thursday night. That's Morrison's Irish Pub in Alton, Illinois. Just so you know. And Wednesday nights, it's Riley's Irish Pub. 7-ish, 6-ish, 7-ish. All right, where are we?
Pound a week.
Oh, good, okay. We get a break on this one a little bit. Dan's going to sing for you.
See if I can make it through. Here we go. Ready?
Come all you colliers who work down the mines, from Scotland to South Wales, from Teesdale to Tyne. I'll sing you a song about a pound a week rise, and the men who were fooled by the government's lies. was 1960, just a few years ago, when the mine workers' leaders to Lord Rovens did go. We worked very hard. Every day we risk our lives, and we ask you here and now for £1 a week rise. And it's down we go, down below, Jack, where you never see the sky, and you're working in a dungeon for £1 a week rise. Well, up spoke Lord Rovens, and he gave his decree that when the output rises, that he would agree to raise up all your wages and to give you fair play. I was once a miner, and I worked hard in my day, and it's down we go, down below, Jack, where you never see the sky, and you're working in a dungeon for £1 a week rise. Where the miners they went forth, and they worked hard and well, and the coal dust filled their lungs in the bosoms of hell. Their output rose by 18% and more, and when 2 years had come and gone, rose another score. And it's down we go, down below, Jack, where you never see the sky, and you're working in a dungeon for £1 a week rise. Get their hard-earned prize to meet with Lord Rovens, got their £1 a week rise. Lord Rovens wouldn't give £1, wouldn't give 10 bob. He gave them 7 and 6, said get back to your jobs. And it's down you go, down below, Jack, where you never see the sky, and you're working in a dungeon for £1 a week rise. Come all of you miners, take heed what I say. Don't believe the coal board when they say they'll give fair play. They'll tell you to work hard, make the output rise, but you'll get pie in the sky instead of a £1 rise. And down we go, down below, Jack, where you never see the sky, and you're working in a dungeon for £1 a week rise. And it's down you go, down below, Jack, where you never see the sky, and you're working in a dungeon for £1 a week rise. Thanks. Got a little choked up singing that one.
It happens to me at this venue. I mean, it happens to me kind of a lot anyway if I'm not careful. I get emotionally involved in the songs. But it has happened to me here before, so I got to be extra careful. All right, well, we're going to do one more song for you, and then we'll ask the strings players to come up. Now this song, one of the songs that we're going to do with the singers who will come up after the strings players is a song that was written by Rhiannon Giddens and Dirk Powell. And this next song that we're going to do, we attribute it to Dirk Powell. I think it may be an old tale, actually, old song. But Dirk Powell recorded this on a project called the Transatlantic Sessions, where they get musicians from this country and from Ireland and Scotland to come together and produce wonderful music, and they do. They've done multiple volumes of those sessions, they call them, but this is one that we got from one of those recordings. And the song's called Waterbound, and it really is more poignant now after we've seen all that devastation in western North Carolina from that hurricane of all things, all the way in western North Carolina. But they really suffered lots and lots of terrible flooding in that area. And now that's what I'm thinking about when I'm singing this song. It's called Waterbound.
Dry on a winter's night. You turn your head and you can see the light. A black cat crawling on an old boxcar, a rusty door and a fallen star. I ain't got a dime in my nation's sack. I'm waterbound and I can't get back. Long and the river's wide. I'll meet you boys on the other side. So say my name and don't forget, the water still ain't got me yet. Ain't nothing but I'm bound to roam, water bound and I can't get home. Thank you all so much. All right. The stars of the show. Time has come. So we are going to do a little bit of rearranging for just a second. And I think I'll let Dan and Jack go. And we'll invite Tyler Moore up. I didn't ask if it was Moore. Is it Moore? Yes. Thank you. Okay. This is Emily Moore, Mrs. Moore's husband, Tyler. So we are glad to have him to play with us. And let's have the strings folks come up, and we'll bring your stands. So the strings players learned some traditional Scottish fiddle tunes from the great Brian McNeill, who has graced this stage more than once in the past. So you will be impressed with their work.
If you can hear me, Brian works with them virtually, and it's been working out really well. We started that during COVID, and they're going to do 3 tunes for you that they've worked together to make one fluid set. So we've got Neil Gow's Lament for Major Loudon, I believe is the name of it. And no, I didn't get that right, did I?
James Moore.
Okay, you guys tell them the 3 tunes.
Go ahead, Ludi.
Oh, thank you. So yes, we have Neil Gow's Limitation for James Moray. Then we have the Three Chimneys, which is a Strathspey.
Spec.
Strathspey, so sorry. And then we have we're finishing with Loveland's March, which is a jig.
Great. Let's tune real quick, guys.
Good work. Look at all these fabulous singers.
I'm so excited. And we worked on, together, we worked on 5 songs, 5 folk songs. The first one we're going to do is another one of these songs that has many, many different versions. It's a story that's, you know, told with some variations and different melodies and that kind of thing. But the story has some elements that run through all of them. There is a soldier who's been away at war, and his sweetheart that he left behind when he went away to war. And the soldier survives the war, and he's coming home, and he's a little nervous about meeting up with his sweetheart again. In all these stories, he's been away for 7 years. It's always 7 years for some reason. And when he finds his sweetheart, she's always out in the garden. And he kind of disguises himself, maybe, and comes up and just boldly asks her if she'll marry him. And the girl says, "Oh, no, I've already got a sweetheart. And he's in the army, and I'm waiting for him." So then the soldier's like, "Oh, but look, it's really me, and I've come back to marry you." So it's kind of silly story, but we like the song. This one is called "A Pretty Fair Maid."
sure exactly how old this one is. I have it in a book of old English and Scottish ballads. I think it's from at least the 1800s and maybe earlier than that. But this is a story of 3 Scottish brothers who had the brilliant idea that the best way for them to support themselves was to take turns being pirates and bringing back the loot that they got as pirates and use that to support all 3 of them. Doesn't sound like a good plan to me. But anyway, they drew straws to decide who was going to go first, and it was the youngest brother, Henry Martin, who drew the short straw. And this is the story of his first voyage out as a pirate.
There were 3 brothers all in
we'll go to a song from the north of Scotland, from the Orkney Islands, which are even off of the coast of the north of Scotland. And this is a song about a mythical creature called a selkie, or a silkie. The selkies are seals in the ocean, but they can come on land and shed their seal skin and turn into people. And there is a great movie, actually Miss DeLay from St. Gabriel found this at the library, the public library. The movie is called The Secret of Roan Inish. And if you get a chance, I recommend you see it. It's a beautiful movie. And there is a selkie in that movie. But it's not the same story as this song. But anyway, we're going to just sing you this story. It's about a selkie man who comes and wants to take his son away from the mother and take him out to sea to teach him to be a seal. The mother's not at all pleased about that, but he offers her some money for it, for her trouble. Sack of money. Like that's okay. Anyway, it's another one of these, not a very happy song actually, but it's called The Great Selkie from Shullskerry.
It's little
next, we've got a song about Irish laborers again. I sang one earlier about folks going to London looking for work, and this is another one. This is a song that was written by Ewan McCall, who wrote lots and lots of great folk songs. He was actually commissioned by the BBC to write songs about different groups of people, different ways of life, different industries all across the UK. And this is a song that he wrote about these Irish laborers who went to London to dig the tunnels for the underground there. Now, similarly, these Irish laborers went to Scotland to dig the tunnels for all their hydroelectric schemes. And in both cases, they were called tunnel tigers. And I think this is one that the students like particularly. There's a good chorus on this one, and so if you in the audience want to pick up and sing the chorus with us, it comes after every verse. Well, our last of the 5 songs is one that was written by Rhiannon Giddens and Dirk Powell together. I mentioned Dirk Powell earlier. Rhiannon Giddens is quite the superstar these days. She comes from North Carolina, Greensboro area, and she grew up with music. She went to college and majored in music, majored in opera, actually. But she really has focused, I guess, a lot lately on her folk music roots. She was a founding member of the amazing group, the Carolina Chocolate Drops, if you've heard of them. She has been on tour lately with her own band under her own name, and also working on a project called the Silk Road with all kinds of an international group there. So she's got lots of fabulous music to seek out. If you're not familiar with her work, I highly recommend that you check her out. This song that we're going to do is one that they wrote based on a story that she grew up with. And she also wrote a lovely children's book that has the whole story in it, and it's beautifully illustrated. And there's a video, an official music video for this song that I encourage you to look up too. But the song is called We Could Fly, and I'm just going to let the song tell the story of this one.
Mama, dear mama, look in yonder tree. See that pretty little sparrow looking back at me. She can soar above the clouds, way up in the sky. She can fly away from here.
Good job, students. Will y'all take a bow? We didn't practice that. 1, 2, 3. What a fine job from all of these students. Excellent. Thanks so much. All right, well, we're going to let the students sit back down, and then we're going to hold you captive for just a few more songs. We're going to jump to a song that was written by James Taylor, actually. He wrote this for a play that was written by Studs Terkel. And the story of this song is about a woman who is widowed young and left with 3 young children to raise on her own. And she does that by getting up and going to work every day, even though she goes to a not very exciting job, but she gets up and goes and makes the best of it. And you just got to applaud her for that, I think. I mean, I used to think this was a really sad song, but when I started playing it years ago with the band back home called Henry's Notions, one of the guys in the band decided, you know, yeah, it's a good song. And what we would often do is find some traditional tune, you know, an Irish or a Scottish tune to kind of blend in, use as introductions or you know, interludes or whatever in the song, and one of the guys suggested this happy little Irish reel. I was like, well, that seems a bit like it doesn't really fit, but okay. And so we did it for years and years, and I finally came around that, you know, it was my misconception of this song. It was not about this woman just feeling sorry for herself and mourning her lot in life. It was her getting up and going to do what you got to do every day to raise your kids. And so I applaud her for that. And so the happy little reel that's called The Ladies of Leinster goes perfectly well, I think, now with this song called Mill Worker. Yep. He flew in off the water. My father was a farmer and I, his only daughter, took up with a no good mill working man from Massachusetts who died from too much whiskey and left me these 3 faces to feed. Mill work ain't easy, mill work ain't hard. Mill work, it ain't nothing but an awful boring job. Waiting for a daydream to take me through the morning, put me in my coffee break where I can have a sandwich and remember. And then it's me and my machine for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the afternoon dawn, for the rest of my life.
think we've got time for 2 more for you. And thank you all so much for listening. This next song is one that Dan and I learned from a project that a friend of ours who lives up in Minnesota did. It was quite the dissertation, actually, on folk songs that were sung by lumberjacks up in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And a lot of these lumberjacks were Irish or Scottish immigrants who came over and found work there. And like in that London Town song, at the end of the day, after working hard, lumberjacking all day, and when they were hanging out back in their lodgings, they would sing songs and play tunes, and this is one of the songs they sang. And one of the people that sang this song was Billy, somebody?
Yeah,
Willie McLaughlin. And Dan's mom was a McLaughlin, so he's a McLaughlin. We felt a connection that way. And also, the song mentions the Wisconsin River, and our daughter had just gone up to college in Wisconsin. So whatever is an excuse to learn a song, right? But this is another great story song about a man who was doing that work, and we'll just let Dan tell you the story.
I'll tell you the story.
Shut up, Jill.
This is why we get along so well. She talks and I listen. Can I go now, honey? It's called The Little Old Plain. One evening in June as I rambled through the green fields and valleys among mosquitoes were buzzing harmonious in tune to the whippoorwill song. The frogs in the marshes were croaking, the tree frogs were whispering for rain, and the partridges round me were drumming on the banks of the little old plain. It was there I beheld a young maiden. She was walking along on the shore. She was mourning all for a young rascal, saying, I fear I will see him no more. He went off on a fleetward Ross gamble, and he's left me in sorrow and pain. And it's been 2 months since he started from the banks of the little old plain. His pants were made out of 2 meal sacks with a square foot wide on each knee. His shirt and his jacket were dyed from the bark of a butternut tree. And he wore a large open-faced ticker with almost a yard of steel chain. When he went away with Ross Gamble from the banks of the little old plain. He was stout and broad-shouldered and manly. His height was about 6'1". His hair was inclined to be sandy, his whiskers as red as the sun. His name it was Honest John Murphy, and on it there ne'er was a stain. For he loved the Bow Wisconsin River, that's the reason he left the old plain. John Murphy's the name of your rassman. I fear I know him very well. And sad is the news I must tell you, your Johnny's been drowned in the dells. They've buried him beneath the scrub Norway. You'll never behold him again. No stone marks the spot where your Johnny lies far from the little old plain. Well, my curses attend you, Wisconsin. May your rapids and falls cease to roar. May every towhead and sandbar be as dry as a log schoolhouse floor. May the willows on all of your islands lie down like a field of ripe grain, for taking my only love, Johnny, from the banks of the little old plain. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you all again for being here, and thanks so much to the students for working so hard. Great job, orchestra students on those tunes, and great job, singers. Just, it was such a treat for me to get to come and spend part of the day with you this week, and thank you so much for singing with me. We're going to close out with a song now that's written by a Scotsman. His name is David Francie, and he comes from, I think, Ayrshire in Scotland, where Robert Burns was from. But he moved at about the age of 12 to Canada, and he still lives in Canada today. And this is a song he wrote about, it's called Mill Towns, about mill towns, factory towns, and mining towns. There's a great chorus. We hope you'll sing along with us. It's a very easy one. You'll pick it right up. It says, "Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down." We'll pick it right up. Tuning is important. That's okay. No, don't apologize for that. I'll take this opportunity to thank Diane McCluer and the whole SPAE organization, the Scottish Partnership for Arts and Education. It's just a wonderful organization. Thanks to Beverly and Michael for being here tonight, too, from the board of that organization. They do great work, and I have been fortunate to get to participate in this for, I think this is my 4th year now, and I hope to get to do it again. And thanks so much to Emily Moore for being so accommodating, and thanks to Tyler as well for playing along with the strings and with the singers, so that's great. And thanks to all of you for coming. All right, here we go, Mill Towns.
All right.
Hear the boys call down from the lonesome north, singing songs of work and worth, hard-edged stories from the hard rock towns. I can picture Saturday nights, tires squealing from the Main Street lights. Hear the creaking of the cables on the cage as it's lowering down. Hard-edged stories from the streets of the mining town. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down.
You'll have that next time, yeah?
I was raised by the seaway side, hike up the hill, looked back at the paper mill. Through the windows I try and see just what the future held for the likes of me. I can see the shift change siren still in the Seaway City by the stacks of the paper mill. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down. In the townside roads with the mines and mills, you watch the future pass like it's standing still. And the kids all leave like light when the sun goes down. And you go back now when you walk the streets, and there's parking lots where the buildings used to be. Night still falls, but it doesn't make a sound. Long shadows fall on the streets of the coal mill towns. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me in, boys. Don't follow me down.
All right, nice singing, y'all.
Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Dan Vogt, Jack Vogt, Jill Chambless. Thank you. Students of the STEAM Academy at McCluer High School and St. Gabriel the Archangel Middle School. Thanks so much for being here.